Alice in Wonderland. Once there was a girl called Alice. She was sitting along, very bored. She saw her sister still reading. She went to a tree nearby and sat and think what to do. Then she saw a rabbit running across. She wanted to follow the rabbit. She followed him for a little, and she mumbled to herself, "How could the rabbit talk? How could the rabbit talk, and how is he running?" She followed the rabbit all the way to a rabbit hole. The rabbit entered the hole, and then Alice followed into the hole. The hole was small at first, but then she later fell to a bottomless and very deep hole. She was falling. It looks like an endless fall. Then she hit on the bottom floor, right below the hole. She was looking for something or where to go. She saw a key on that small table. She opened and saw the lovely grassy forest and trees behind her through the door. She wondered how to get through there. "Oh, I longed to go there. I'm sad." She cried and cried for a little moment, and then she saw a potion that says "Drink me" on it. "Oh, let me try this." She drank the potion, and then it shrunk her, so she's now the size to go through the door. And she went through the door. It was so lovely. Trees and gardens and plants. But she was so tiny. The mushroom seemed big. And then the rabbit came to her and said, "Go to my house and fetch me my fan and gloves." She rushed to the rabbit's house, and then she said, "Where could I find anything?" She was looking everywhere, and then she saw a cake. She has been hungry even though she hadn't even eaten lunch yet. She grew in size. She completely continued to grow. The rabbit entered the house and said, "Oh my, what's the real problem here?" Everybody began to shoot rocks at her because she thought, or they thought, she was a big bad giant. Later, she ate another piece of cake, which shrunk her back to the normal size she was. Later, she saw a mushroom. She felt very sad because she couldn't grow back to her normal size. She said, "Who's there?" And there was a caterpillar. It says, "One side of this mushroom makes you grow, the other side makes you shrink." The caterpillar continued to say the information. Alice was very intrigued to know. Later, the caterpillar climbed down, and Alice begins to see which side to eat. She begins to eat one part of it. She begins to shrink. The other one made her too big. Now she was back to her normal size. She was bigging and shrinking and growing and shrinking until she was back to her normal size. Everything was now back to normal. Later, she saw a cat. A very pink cat. The cat says, "Across you will meet the Mad Hatter." Oh. And then she asked for some information. "It's in the road ahead, little girl." She thanked the cat and continued on her voyage. Later, when she was finished, she would get going to find the Mad Hatter. She continued on the voyage, as I say. As she walked and walked along the path, she met something. A large rabbit called the Mad Hatter. He was sitting along with a jester and a mouse in a tea party. Alice said, "Can I sit here?" The Mad Hatter said, "Solve my riddle to sit here." "Oh, you need to guess. What is a pencil the size of a writing desk?" She continued to think, and she said, "I do not know the answer." As she continued to think what was the answer, she said, "I do not know." And then the Mad Hatter said, "You cannot sit here if you are not able to survive or understand or get the correct answer for my riddle. You must know what to say." "Yes, but I do not know. What is the answer? Can you tell it to me, please?" But they just laughed, making her sad and walk away. Later, they saw a bunch of cards, and then she was like, "What are you doing?" And then the guard said, "We are painting the roses red because the queen ordered us to get some red roses, but instead we accidentally got white." "What is happening here? Why are those roses white? Why are some of them red?" "I'm sorry, madam. I accidentally got some white roses." And then, instead of doing something, she took Alice along. Later, she begins to follow the queen as she said, taking her. Later, she was sitting at a court with the guards as the witness and the rabbit as the witness. Also, there was the Mad Hatter. And finally, the cat. The cat was the final witness. The queen said, "What did you do? Did you paint my roses red?" "Yes, I didn't. The witness said about some information about her and the painting the roses red. The Alice was very, very mad. Then the cat stood. She was so mad that she continued to grow. She grew and grew until she was even larger than even the queen. Then she was knocked out of her dream by her sister. "Oh, Alice, you're late. It's now lunchtime now." "Oh, sister, I had the most crazy dream." "Oh, next time you should not wander off on your dreams." Later, Alice could think, what was the story about? And she lived happily ever after.